Plaintiff, Nicole Osborne, says she and her husband went to the defendant's restaurant. But after the defendant refused to fix her order, a fight ensued. Nicole claims after the defendant slammed the ordering window on her husband's arm, she tried to hit Nicole. So she's suing for attorney fees and lost wages. Defendant Linda Sinks insists this incident all started because Nicole and her husband came at her and her employees in an extremely aggressive manner. Linda insists both Nicole and her husband assaulted her.
All right, start with you.
Okay, we are here today because for 2 years, the defendant has abused the legal system to harass me, all because of a piece of cheese. She would not fix my order.
Please.
She would not fix my order at her fast food restaurant. We visited her restaurant on July 24th, 2011, my husband, myself, and my 3 stepkids. We placed an order. It was about $45 for our food. We waited. We got our bag of food. I had ordered my burger with no bun because of a gluten allergy. So when I got the order, I took the food out of the bag, and my burger was at the very bottom of the bag and had been smashed by all the food.
Not true at all.
Let her finish, man.
So I open up the burger, the cheese is stuck to the wrapper. And so I walked up to the window and asked them if they could please put another piece of cheese on my burger. And they told me—
If that's how you say please,
Ma'am, please be quiet, because you're about to demonstrate that you might be liable for what she's suing you for based on your demeanor today.
Yes, sorry.
So I asked them nicely to please put another piece of cheese on. I was told that that was the way that I had ordered it. And I said, I ordered it with cheese on it and this has no cheese. They told me that I would have to pay for the cheese. I said, we just paid $45 for a meal and you're gonna make me pay for another piece of cheese? I said, I'm gonna go talk to my husband. So I went back to our table where we were seated. I asked my husband, since he had the money, to go back up to the window and pay for the piece of cheese so I could eat my burger. When he went up to the window, he was told that there was no way they were gonna fix the order. They didn't have time. Even if he paid for it, he offered. So as they're starting to disagree and have words with each other, I heard my husband yell. So I got up and went to his side and saw the defendant coming towards the window, shaking her finger. She started slamming the to-go window on my husband's arms, and then she reached out the window and tried to grab my shirt. So I hit her on the arm. I have a surveillance video that is from her restaurant from that day if you'd like to see it.
Sure, that's it.
So as you can see, this is the window, and that's my husband in the blue shirt going up to discuss the order. He's leaning on the track of the window. They're arguing with him, obviously, about not being able to fix the order. Now he's got his arms inside the track. Here comes the defendant shaking her finger, and you see me come up and have words exchanged with her, and there she goes slamming the window on my husband's arms. So, you know, as they're struggling with this window incident, she reaches out to grab me. I hit her. You can see me hit her. And then they continue to struggle with this window.
All over a piece of cheese.
All over a piece of cheese. Yes. So they're having words. They're exchanging their... Yeah, she's still trying to close it. He throws the burger at the window.
He's violent too.
My husband has PTSD. He was shot in the line of duty in 2009. He's a retired deputy sheriff. This is when we returned to the table.
Send him up there, ma'am. If you couldn't get it done and you saw she was argumentative,
this is her back at
hold on,
our
man.
table. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, I'm talking. My point
sorry.
is, ma'am, you're saying that your husband suffered. You knew that he had a. Look at this.
She's back over there with a camera.
You violent, she violent, your husband is violent. All this violence. Where you all from? You're very violent people. Why are you so violent? What happened?
Well,
I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah. And ma'am, you sent the wrong person. You definitely shouldn't have went and gotten your husband. My wife definitely don't have to come and get me when she's not winning.
Your Honor, I was
ahead.
pregnant at the
She
time.
said, no, I better not go get Greg. He's crazy. And it's going to be a whole different thing.
Your Honor, I was pregnant at the time, and I actually started to cry, and I went back to sit with my children, and of course my husband did have the money.
Cry
So,
over a piece of cheese.
Yeah, I was crying over a piece
Go
of
ahead,
cheese.
ma'am.
Thank you, sir. This actually isn't over a piece of cheese. This is over being assaulted by two people, one of them who's a police officer.
He's retired deputy sheriff he was shot in 2009. This incident occurred in 2011.
And he was on medical leave, as I understand. I didn't know that at the time. But regardless, I was taught as a child that the police are there to protect you. I was always taught if something
You
happened,
didn't know he
you'd
was
get
the
a
police
officer.
when you were swinging at him, so don't come in here with all
Yes,
that.
sir. He stated that first of all, when she
He
came...
stated what,
He
ma'am?
stated that he was a cop.
And this is how you do the police? That's even worse. Wow. Wow. You would assault the police like that? That's exactly what you did. You assaulted him. And he was the police officer. Let me stop yelling, but I don't want to get jumped on. And I don't want to be disrespectful to a woman of your maturity. Go ahead, I'll
Thank
let
you, sir.
continue.
She had already come to the window. I had a 17-year-old child, first job that she'd ever had. She came to the window. She wasn't that nice. She called her a stupid bee.
No, I didn't,
Then
Your Honor.
Yes, you did. Go ahead.
Then she left the window. She told the young lady, I'm going to get my husband. You're going to be sorry. She went and got her husband. He came to the front window, as you saw on the tape. The first girl at the front window is a supervisor. She tried to deal with him and couldn't. Angela was in the kitchen with my assistant manager. She was in the kitchen with me. She said, I'll go out. We were very busy. She went out and tried to deal with him. She's standing there. All I hear her yell is, get your hands off me. I go out to the window, and the reason I was shaking her hand, I said, you don't touch her. You back off. You leave, take your food, and go. We're done here. I walked to the window. I started to try and shut the window. I had a stroke in 2005. I don't have a lot of strength on my right side. I tried to shut the window. He was in front of the window. As I tried to shut the window, the next thing I know, he has a hold of my arm. I have pictures of the bruises right here. And I have also a picture of the window. The next thing I know, he has a hold of my arm as evidenced by the one window. I don't know when she showed up. I don't know when she got there. The next thing I know, she's there, and I see this arm coming down. It slams onto my arm right here. I'm trying to close the window with one hand, and I managed to get my arm back in the side. He's screaming and yelling. He called me an bee, you stupid bees. And he's screaming and yelling, and I finally start to try and get the window closed. He hits the window. He pushes the window off of the tracks. I can't close it. He crumbles the cheeseburger up and starts throwing it at us through the window. I've yelled at the girls to call the police, and they said, we've already done it. I'm yelling at him to get back. For all I know, I had to ask him. He's yelling at me. I said, we've called the cops. He goes, I am a cop. I said, then show me your badge. State of California, you say you're a cop, you better show me some ID. I don't have to show you anything. I can do anything I want to do. He walks away from the window. I've locked the front door. I'm afraid he's going to come inside. I don't know that he doesn't have a gun. Police officers carry guns.
Then why'd you come outside and chase us down with your camera?
Man. Let her finish now. You know she'll go off. Go ahead.
I know, you're right.
Go ahead,
You're right,
ma'am.
you're right.
I go back, and we're waiting for the police. All of a sudden, one of the young girls runs in and says, Linda, he's fighting with some people on the deck. I went, oh my God. I go out the back gate, and but before I go, I call the sheriff's department one more time because they still haven't come. The dispatcher says, take a picture of the gentleman since he's claiming to be a cop. And I said, okay. So I go out and I get up on the deck. I have a brace on my leg at that time. I don't walk very well, so I don't move very fast. I get up on the deck. I walk towards them. I pick the camera up. I start to do like this to take the pictures. He starts grabbing for the camera. I have the camera in one hand. All of a sudden, I feel this pressure in my chest and I can't breathe. I go back. I spin around, and the girls were yelling behind me. He hit Linda. He hit Linda. The girls run back in. Linda, now he's leaving. And I said, okay, let's go out and take a picture of his license plate. I didn't know if anybody had gotten it. I started to walk past his car. He says, I'm a cop. I can do anything I want to do. Nothing's going to happen to me. We went back inside, and I was sitting down inside when they said, Linda, the sheriffs are here finally. A watch commander and a sergeant come in. They sit down and they talk to me, and they talk to my husband. And the first things that they said to me was, please don't judge the rest of us by the actions of one person. I try to go down a week later to get a copy of the police report. No, I can't have one.
I have a copy of the police report right here, Your Honor.
It took me a subpoena, and not until, and as you understand, July 24th of 2011, it took me until May 31st of 2013 to get a copy of the police report. And I had to get a subpoena and find a judge that would finally give us a copy of this police report.
Let's see that subpoena showing that that's what you had to go through to get a police report.
Sir?
Let's see it, please, Dora.
I marked it with the little blue tab.
All right, and how did everything end, man?
The case had gone on for over 2 years. I finally dismissed the case because it was just dragging on and dragging on.
How does she owe you attorney fees for the incident that I just saw?
Okay, well, I hired the criminal defense attorney. The case was dismissed against us for her citizen's arrest. Then she filed a civil complaint against my husband's employer. That was dismissed. She filed another complaint against my husband and myself.
And this is for what?
Criminal attorney.
Okay, and let me explain to you how you must win this. You must have malicious prosecution.
Yes.
And malicious prosecution says she has no right to even think that something was done to her. There must be probable cause to think that she has a case. And certainly, from what I saw, she had reason to think that she should prosecute your husband, because now that I look at it and hear her explanation as to why she kept continuously why would she just keep trying to shut the window? She has no reason to shut her window other than if she feared for her safety. Claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry that you felt that you weren't treated properly. I try to treat all of my customers the same, but sometimes some people just can't be pleased.
I disagree.